So you should like this one. This one is, although it seems like it's going to be scary, you're doing the composition of a function and a different inverse. So they're not going to cancel out. So if we look at this one, we've got the cosine of the arcsine of 3/5. Now, what I'm going to do is we always start on the inside. So let's just rewrite that. That's arcsine of 3/5, and that equals some angle, right? Because this is the inverse, so it always equals an angle. So let me rearrange that back into the original function. So we've got sine of the angle equals 3/5. Okay, we're going to set up a triangle. Put our angle in there. Sine is the opposite over the opposite over the hypotenuse. We're going to do the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what is the other side going to be. So we've got 9 plus b squared equals 25. We get b squared equals 16. We get that b equals 4. Okay? So now let's look at what just happened. Let's go back to what we did here. We took arcsine, we wrote it down, we said that equals an angle. Let's just pause for a second. That means this is that angle. So I can take and I can rewrite this as cosine of the angle instead of cosine of arcsine, right? Because this is this. So I'm going to put that in its place. So now I just have cosine of the angle. And guess what? We have this picture over here. We have this triangle that has the angle in it. And so we can find cosine. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine is 4/5. Done. There was a lot going on there, right? So let's just remember. We took the inside. We set it equal to the angle, because that's what it equals. It equals an angle. We rewrote it in terms of sine. We used this information to draw ourselves a triangle and fill in two sides. We did the Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. Then we went back to here and we said, hey, this is an angle. So we rewrote it as cosine of the angle equals. And then we used our triangle to figure out cosine of the angle, 4/5. Let's look at another one. All right. So we're going to take the inside, arctan, we're going to set it equal to an angle. Then we rewrite it as tangent of the angle equals 1/2. I'm going to set up a triangle. Now, the opposite over the adjacent. Do the Pythagorean theorem, 1 squared plus 2 squared. That's 1 plus 4. That gives me 5. So the hypotenuse is the square root of 5. Go back to the beginning. This is equal to the angle. So I can rewrite it as sine of the angle. Go back. Here's my angle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So 1 over the square root of 5. Rationalize it. So sine equals root 5 over 5. Sorry, oops, I almost put 25. But the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is just 5. So that is sine of that angle. And that is the basics of it. It's just always the same exact setup every single time. So that is how you find the composition of a function in a different inverse.